Hey you guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome back. It's great to see you here today. Today we are going to be talking about writing hiatuses and the pros and cons of those. So if you don't know what a writing hiatus is, it's essentially where you take a break from what you're writing to either work on another project or you just kind of take a breath from writing. So today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of a writing hiatus for me. The first con, which is actually also kind of a pro, is you forget what you write. So sometimes you forget about the little nitty-gritty things, you forget the plot line, you forget so many things about your story, and even during revisions, if you take a long time to revise, is a downside of that, is you forget about your story, you forget what happens and what the point is. So why I say this is a pro and a con is sometimes it's good to look at things with fresh eyes, but a negative of that is you lose who that character is, you forget who they are, you forget what they would think about things. So I would say that's a big con if you take a long hiatus from a project, or even if you just take too long to revise. The first pro of taking a writing hiatus is it gives you life experiences. So while you're on this break, you can kind of experience more life and see more and even grow as a person. So growing as a person is always going to help you in growing in writing. I think it was Catherine Lacey. I was interviewing somebody for a story I was writing on her, and she's a writer as well. She's one of the Ole Miss writers in residence. And so what one of the people I believe said about her, I believe it was her that they were talking about, said that she wasn't just a writer. She, like, when she was healthy about her diet, she was also healthy about her lifestyle diet. So everything that she consumed, whether lifestyle or otherwise, bled back into her writing. This is something that I've carried with me for years, and I thought, wow, that's so amazing. And I've even applied it to my own writing. So I think that's something huge as a pro, is getting that lifestyle experience and not making it always about your career, but, you know, deep down it always comes back to that passion. The next pro is, like I said, forgetting what you wrote. Fresh eyes are so great to look on a project and either see if it's good or it's bad, which actually bleeds into our next con. But I will talk about that in just a moment. So a pro of this is, like, you get to see the story like you forgot it, like you never wrote this, and you get to see its strengths and weaknesses. You really get to assess what needs to be cut and what doesn't. If you know, on the last revision of my own novel, I cut about 50,000 words because I realized there was some parts that I was just keeping because I loved them, not because they actually benefited the story. So really being able to assess, like, hey, does this need to go, or is it just something I like, is a great thing. The next con, becoming a narcissist. I feel like this is true for most things. You can become a narcissist, whether it's a positive narcissism or a negative narcissism. Now, some people would say that they're absolute crap, that they're a horrible artist for writing this, and that all these things are just awful. That is not a positive way of looking at things, and some people will be like, wow, this is amazing, I'm a genius, I wrote this, and that is also not positive, because that's also not true. Pretty much in any project there's something that's salvageable in it, and there's things that need to go in it. Even when things are published, I know a lot of authors I've heard talk about they wish they could have went back and changed this or that, because they even see it now and they're like, oh man, I could still change this. So being realistic with yourself that it's never going to be perfect and that you're not a genius for writing this is a very important thing. But also, you know, striving for perfection is always gonna lose. So despite the cons, why do I take novel hiatuses? Sometimes it's just good to have a breather from a project. Sometimes I've been with it so long that I forget that it's a work of art, and sometimes it's going to be rejected. And who knows where this book will even be living in 5 years. It may be living on the shelves of bookstores, or it could be living in the bottom of my closet. I don't know. And that's something that only time will tell, and you have to love the project enough to know that even if it doesn't go where you want it to, you still want to work on that project. So that's extremely important, and I would say just keep pushing forward through this project. Whatever your project is, just keep writing. At the end of the day, we all have our writing process, and however that process looks for you, whether it takes 1 draft or 100, it's okay. Just know that you're still processing and you're still going. So if you like this video and would like to see more of it, please comment, like, and subscribe, and tell me what you think about writing and writing hiatuses. Just tell me. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear how they've affected you in the past, how you look forward to the future and finding out how they work for you. Just let me know. I want to hear from you. Tweet at me at livesas3 or follow me on Instagram at livesas. I'd love to be hearing from you guys.